Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today I have a highly anticipated review, at least for me. It is the Maybelline Total Temptation Mascara. Now, you guys, the drugstore has not had very many good mascaras lately, at least not of the ones that I have tried. I can't even remember the last time that I reviewed one that I was really excited about, like after I had reviewed it. And while there have been a few that I'm like, okay, it's not terrible, it's not something that I would repurchase. So this one really caught my eye and I was super excited about it. So a couple housekeeping items. I do have an entire playlist for mascara reviews. I will link that at the end of the video and below. And as with all of my other mascara reviews, at the end of this video I will show you a picture of my naked eye next to a picture of my eye with 2 coats of the mascara on it and a close-up high-def picture of the wand so that you can see all of those things, Lydia, so that you can see all of those things up close and personal. Now, if you don't want to see my little spiel right now, go ahead and click forward like a minute or two, but I think that this is pretty important to say before I get into the review of it. This product, I feel like, perfectly embodies why I feel like first impressions are just utter crap. And why you will probably never see me do a first impression on my channel anymore, because I just don't feel like the review that you get from it is a true review. It's just a first impression. And there are so many YouTubers that basically only do first impression reviews, and I find myself never watching those because I'm not really getting out of it what I really need to get out of it. So with that being said, this is a prime example of that, because whenever I first tested out this mascara, for the first week or so, maybe even the first 2 weeks, I felt very, very strongly one way about it. And then after that 2 weeks, the formula started to change a little bit from the product being opened and stuff, and my thoughts changed in a completely different way. And now, after having used it for almost a whole month, I have a very different and very strong opinion of this product in a completely different way than I did from the first time that I used it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. I did go ahead and save the box. I'm trying to do that more so that I can tell you, like what's going on with it and stuff, but I did it this time. I got mine in Blackest Black. I always buy non-waterproof and the darkest shade that I can get in all of my mascaras. So there you go for that. This is supposed to give you full fluffy lashes, and it has all of this like 85%, 92, 4 and 5, blah, 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 blah. And the box actually has a before and after picture on it. And I think I even said on Snapchat that this looks highly suspect. But just to tell you about the mascara, it says lashes go so full, soft, and fluffy. Our most buildable volume mascara with an addictive experience. A creamy whipped formula infused with coconut extract. New fluffy brush glides through lashes for non-stop buildability. There's that. Now, I always apply my mascaras the exact same way, regardless, and I always, at least most of the time, get the look that I am going for. I want lengthened, defined, and separated lashes with a little bit of volume, but mainly length is my big thing, and I just want my lashes to look like there are more of them, because I have quite a few, but they're very light in color. They're kind of like light brown to blonde at the tips. So it's really hard to see them whenever I don't have anything on. I do not wear false lashes ever, so mascara is extremely important to me, and it needs to be living up to the standards that I have. At the end of this video, you will also see comparison pictures for my most favorite and also most repurchased high-end mascara and my favorite drugstore mascara. Those will be at the end so that you can see those, and you can kind of see what my typical lash goals are. So the mascara does come in this really pretty packaging. I love the packaging, and it is kind of like this matte, kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like NARS. but it has the look of it without the feel of it. And it has like this kind of cut off edge with the brand name and the logo on it. And if you can see, mine has already gotten pretty crudted up, so it's not a tube that you will easily be able to keep clean if that's something that you want, if you want, you know, display purposes and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and show you the wand. Again, you will see it up close at the end. So here's the wand. It's quite a fat, full wand, and it does taper a little bit toward the tip of it. And if you see, there is quite a bit of product that comes off on the tip, but for the most part, I feel like the amount of product that comes off on the bristles isn't too crazy. I don't find myself knocking off a lot of product from the bristles, but I do tend to just knock off the edge of it like that every time that I go to use it. Now, the formula of it is kind of a moussey, whipped formula, a little bit gel in there also, but not a true just fully gel formula. It's more of like a mousse gel. It's hard to describe, but it's very, very light. The formula, whenever I first started using this, I was blown away with how much I loved the way my lashes looked with this. Now, I will say it was not up to the way that my lashes look with my two favorite mascaras. It wasn't quite to that level because it is a little bit more of a volumizing mascara instead of lengthening. So it does give a lot more volume, which kind of takes away a little bit from the separation and definition. But with that being said, I loved how it looked. I loved how it went on. It builded on itself really nicely, and I loved it so much after the first couple uses that I ended up taking it on Christmas vacation with us, and it was the only mascara I took, so that was quite a vote of confidence for it. However, after the first 2 weeks, I started noticing the formula was changing a little bit. It was thickening up even more because it's already a fairly thick formula. It's just more of like a slippery thick formula as opposed to a dry thick formula. So I noticed it thickening up, and I wasn't extremely pleased with how my lashes started looking. It started getting a lot clumpier. And keep in mind that with one coat, you do get volume, you don't get a whole lot of length. So you really need to add 2 coats to get the length on it. And once you go in with the 2 coats, it really starts getting very thick, and it can very easily clump up, which I don't love. I can deal with it, you know, if with a lash comb or just quickly combing through with the brush. But for the most part, if something clumps really, really bad, I just don't tolerate it. This one I kept tolerating, thinking that maybe I'm just like not having a good lash week or something, and it was just kind of a funk I was in, but it just kept persisting, and I was pretty disappointed in that. I will say this doesn't flake at all on me. Zero flaking, which is really something to say because a lot of the mascaras lately have been flaking pretty bad. And even right now, I wonder if I have some, because right now I'm wearing Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara, and this thing starts flaking as soon as you put it on. You don't even get 5 minutes of a honeymoon period with this thing. So I would not recommend this mascara either, but it's just what I had sitting around. I did really quick, like no makeup today because I don't got time. But back to this mascara. No flaking, no smudging. But the issues with the formula, like the more that the days progress, because I even tried to wear it earlier this morning just to see. I like to keep testing things right up until the very end so that I can make sure that my review is the most current way that I feel about the product. And it just clumped so bad that I pretty much just took it off and was like, okay, this is not working. I slapped on the Marc Jacobs. So with that being said, I don't recommend this mascara for those reasons alone. The fact that the formula tends to change after not even having it open that long. I know a lot of mascaras, you know, they say, oh, you got to leave it open for, you know, 3 weeks or so, and then it'll be really great, you know, once it dries out a little bit. here's the thing, this isn't drying out. The formula is still very like wet and moist. I know a lot of people don't like that word, but it's a moist formula. It's not like drippy wet, but it's moist. But it just, it's almost like thickening but not drying. And after having it open for a month, it's not starting to dry out or anything, but it's just, I don't know. I think it's the mousse formula. The more air that's being injected into it every single time that you're going in and out putting on coats, it's like altering the way that the mascara performs. And I think that maybe that's something that they didn't quite think of all the way through, because you have a mousse formula that already starts out with some air in it, and then you're injecting more and more and more, and it's going to change the way that the mascara is. So that's a freaking bummer, because at first it was great and then now it's not. Now, I will put up the disclaimer, even though I hate disclaimers, that perhaps I got the one tube that is just terrible and everybody else's tube will be amazing. But I tend not to think that way because it was great at first and then it's just not now. But you will see in the pictures right now. I don't think that you should waste your money on a product that I feel like is not performing up to the standards that I would hold for products for myself and products that I would recommend for you guys. So there you have it. I really hoped that this was going to be the drugstore mascara that blew me away and that I could say this new drugstore mascara is amazing, but it's just, it's not. I'm going to keep looking and I'm sure that there will keep being new products. But go ahead and check the description box. I do have links to the mascara playlist. I will link also my 2 favorite mascaras if you want to shop those. So that is it. I hope that this review gave you some good information and helped you make a decision on whether you would like to purchase this or not. And that is it. I hope that you enjoyed it and I will catch you guys next time. Bye!